Hello, this is Cristina Silva with eXp Realty. Today I'm going to be breaking down the city of San Antonio to help you answer the question, where should I live if I'm moving to San Antonio, Texas? Let's go. San Antonio, Texas is a large, diverse city with 1.4 million people in San Antonio proper. It is the second most populous city in Texas. A lot of smaller cities actually break down by neighborhood, and while San Antonio does have notable neighborhoods that would be recognizable, there are just way too many to really break it down like that. So today I'm going to be covering 6 geographical areas so you can get an idea about what each one has to offer and help you decide if it's a good fit for you or your family. So here's a map of the greater San Antonio area. So we have the downtown or central area. We have the north central, northwest, west or far west, south and southwest, and then the east side of town. So those are the 6 parts of the city I'm going to be going through today. We'll begin with the downtown area, and it really is the core central part of the city. San Antonio downtown is full of some of the most famous features of San Antonio, including the Alamo, the River Walk, which has plenty of shopping, restaurants, and then there are businesses all around that area as well. If you haven't heard of the River Walk, I do cover it in my other video, Pros and Cons of San Antonio, Texas. It is a pro. And then south of downtown, we have a couple districts that have exploded in popularity with new businesses coming in and renovations happening in these houses that are 100 years old. So that is Southtown, and we have the King William Historic District and La Vaca. All of those areas have these really old houses, super charming, and they're being renovated to be absolutely beautiful modern day homes, and it's becoming a really popular area. Just north of downtown is the Pearl Brewery. So it was a brewery originally, and now it's just a huge shopping center with great restaurants, shops. There's a farmer's market on the weekends. It also has nearby apartment living. And so if there's anywhere that you would want to try and live car-free in San Antonio, those areas would be the places to do it. There's definitely a little of everything nearby so that you could shop, work, and live without needing a car. The prices for housing downtown range greatly. So if you are interested in living downtown, make sure you work with a realtor that will help you find what best works for your lifestyle needs and budget. Next, we're gonna go into the North Central area. So North Central is known to have some of the more expensive neighborhoods in San Antonio, from the well-established Castle Hills and Chavano Park areas to the newer developments in Stone Oak and the far north central areas. There are plenty of great neighborhoods to choose from in the North Central area. One of the biggest perks to living in this area, especially if you enjoy walking, running, or you have children, is Phil Hardberger Park. This large park has children's play areas, dog parks, trails, a butterfly garden, and many other amenities. Most of the North Central area is also part of Northeast ISD or Northside ISD, which are 2 of the best school districts in the city. Lastly, if you're a Trader Joe's fan, this is the area for you. There are currently only 2 Trader Joe's grocery stores in San Antonio, and they are both in North Central San Antonio. Next up, let's head just west into the northwest side of town. Whereas North Central area is mostly residential, the northwest side of town has some bigger businesses and shopping attractions. The northwest side of town is home to Six Flags Fiesta Texas, the La Cantera Shopping Center, the University of Texas San Antonio, USAA, which if you watched my other video is one of the biggest employers in San Antonio, and the Medical Center. There's also a huge range of housing prices and opportunities here in the Northwest Side as well. Some of the most upscale neighborhoods in San Antonio are located here, right next to the La Cantera Shopping Center. This includes the Dominion, Cresta Bella, Cantera Hills, and then there are also some less expensive neighborhoods as you keep going south and west. The northwest side of town is almost entirely Northside ISD schools, which is the largest school district in San Antonio and the fourth largest school district in Texas. Northside ISD has been opening a new high school every few years for the past many years. So there are some brand new high schools, plenty of new elementary schools that pop up in the new developments in the new neighborhoods, so that your elementary school is very nearby, and then you have a huge brand new Texas high school just down the road as well. Northwest San Antonio also contains some smaller cities like Helotes and Leon Valley that are very popular. So these cities are called enclaves, and an enclave is just its own territory that's completely surrounded by another territory. So in this instance, like Helotes is completely surrounded by San Antonio. Next up, we're going to continue going west to the far west side of town. The far west side is probably the most rapidly expanding area of San Antonio, right ahead of far north central. So far west side is home to Government Canyon State Park, which offers more than 40 miles of trails with areas to camp, picnic, and play areas for kids. The far west side is also home to SeaWorld San Antonio, which has rides, animal encounters, and other shows. SeaWorld San Antonio isn't just a summer activity. While it does have Aquatica in the summer, which is a huge water theme park, it also has October Halloween events and Christmas lights and other stuff throughout the year. The far west side of town also has some of the brand new Northside ISD schools. The far west has Northside ISD, Medina Valley ISD, and we're kind of getting into the Southwest ISD area as well. So there are plenty of new schools for families out here. One of the most popular and well-known neighborhoods in the far west side of town is Alamo Ranch. Alamo Ranch consists of a large shopping center with a huge neighborhood behind it. I should have taken a video today because I was just there. Many of the subdivisions in Alamo Ranch are gated and are priced slightly higher than average San Antonio homes, but not as high as the neighborhoods in north central San Antonio. We're seeing more and more high-end builders also venture out towards the far west side. So there are some new builds available at that higher price point and new neighborhoods that are trying to meet that higher end living. There is no indication that growth out in the far west side is going to slow down anytime soon. Next up, the south and southwest side of town. The south, and especially the southwest sides of town, are also experiencing some huge growth lately. There is a branch of Texas A&M located here called Texas A&M San Antonio, super original, and that's causing some new shopping centers, houses, and apartments to spring up. This part of town also exhibited a lot of growth when the Toyota plant opened up, and it continues to provide a huge amount of job opportunities for the area. The south side is also home to the beautiful San Antonio Missions National Historical Park. You can explore the grounds and sites of the missions that were established in the late 17th and early 18th centuries. There's plenty of walking and biking trails, historical information, and beautiful scenery for photography. Last up, we're gonna head over to the east side of town. The east side is home to one of our city's pride and joys, the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs play in the AT&T Center, and then they get kicked out for a couple weeks, and it becomes the home to the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. If you've never heard of the Stock Show and Rodeo, it's a lot more than just bull riding and barrel racing. The San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo lasts for over 2 weeks and consists of fantastic concerts, a fairground, and all sorts of extra events like wine tasting and a golf contest. So those are two important things found in the east side of town. The east side also varies greatly. I'm not really getting into the northeast side of town that includes small cities like Garden Ridge, Cibolo Shirts, and then Alamo Heights, not to be confused with Alamo Ranch. totally opposite sides of town. I'm really not going to break down the east side much more than that because it's just a little bit of everything on that side of town, depending how far north, south, or central you are. These 6 areas cover a broad overview of our city, and as you can see, there are still plenty of spots in the city I didn't even cover today. Everything from between the central downtown area to those outer areas, northwest and far west, is kind of just a gradual transition from downtown into almost the suburbs. Very different from one neighborhood to the next. I'll be deep diving into some of these areas in future videos, but that's it for today. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more information about moving to or living in San Antonio, Texas. Thanks. Bye.